I thought towards the beginning of the second quarter, not good, but towards the end of the second quarter, I thought with the lineup, really, really good defensively. But we started off really bad defensively. We were not communicating. We were in rotation every single time, which is not really how we've been starting games. And I think we've had a really long break. I think we've had 9 days off. So we're very rusty, but I thought the end of the second quarter gave us momentum, and then going into the second half, we were much better defensively third and fourth quarter. So I think they just kind of figured it out. We talked a lot about they were trying to really just pound the ball and put the ball on the floor, so did a better job of popping back and being smart and not fouling. But
Compare Samaji Smith now to when she started last year.
like the night and day. When she first started, had a tough time catching the ball, had a tough time keeping position, holding position. Always went into her fadeaway jumper. Now she goes into it sometimes, but not nearly as much. She's playing stronger. She's turning, keeping the ball high, finishing better. She's rebounding a lot better. Her hands are better. A lot of that's with confidence, but we work every day. And she's just improved. And I think she's going to continue to get better and better. You know, last year I couldn't play Kate and Samaje together because defensively we were a wreck. And this year, they're doing really well. They have great chemistry. They're looking for each other. I think we can even do that more. But it's just going to make us better for when we get Dominique back.
And what do you think about her perimeter shooting?
Well, so I like post players that can shoot the three. So when Samaje first came here, it was like brick city. You know, it was like off the backboard. It's hard, but we've worked at it. We shoot the three every day. So it's post and our post, like Tamisha and I coach the post, so we work on it. And I told her she better have made it 'cause she was going to sit down. And I asked Ari why she was kicking it out to Samaje, but she didn't realize that. But she took it with confidence and made it. So I think that's her second one, or that's her first. No, her second this year, I think. So I don't mind if she's wide open. And I'm not the type of coach that's like, you cannot shoot the ball or you have to be inside. I'm not that way. She works on it, and I'm fine with that. Because if she can do that, they have to guard her. So I like that. I like my post players being able to shoot the three. So I was happy she made it. She played great tonight, or today.
Coach, getting down a couple of times in the game, do you think that actually helped you with all the blowout wins you've had in the non-conference?
I think it did help us. You know, one thing that an area that we have to get better in, just we have to be consistent. I thought we were really consistent defensively, especially starting the game until today. You know, the area that concerns me a little bit is Lane. We had a really tough time with Lane. So Lane got positions a lot. She had, you know, no angles to the basket, so meaning she could just turn and shoot. We didn't do a good job of doubling her when we should have, so that's the area we have to get better. And we gave her 14 rebounds. And it's funny because it looked like we played pretty good at times against her, but at times there was like 4 possessions in a row where it wasn't good. So, you know, that concerns me because we're playing against Ruthie Hubert and a lot of really good post players. So we have to get a little bit better of doing work early, so not getting pinned in the paint. So, but I thought besides that, I thought we played 2 quarters of pretty good defense. And our press was very difficult for them to handle.
What is the conversation like in the locker room? You guys are up, but like you were saying, there were some issues.
Yeah, so talked about how we're going to address Lane. Just talked about, I gave them 3 sets that we're going to focus on second half that I thought could be effective for us. Because I felt first half we were very stagnant. The ball was staying at the top. And what they were doing, they were going under on all the ball screens, and they were packing in the paint. And they were baiting us into taking mid-range jumpers after dribbling 10 times, and that's the hardest shot in basketball. So I don't want to settle for that. I told them at halftime that they're dictating what kind of shot we get. We don't have to shoot it. We work a lot on different actions off of how they play us. But I talked a lot about not holding the ball, reversing it, and driving. And we do a really good job of driving and kicking. So getting into that, I think we're really dangerous. But we weren't able to get into that first half. We had a tough time scoring against them. They played good defense.
What's your perspective on what you accomplished in the
Yeah, I'm excited. It's great. It's great that it's historic. It hasn't really sunk in yet. I think anytime, regardless of who you're playing, I think anytime you're 11-0, it's I think winning is not easy. Like if winning was easy, everybody would be winners, right? So it's not easy, you know, simple but not easy. And I think that, you know, just finding a way just to go to Texas, get a win, that was a big win for us, showing we could play on the road with anybody. And then being able to hold, you know, 17 games in a row at home says a lot. And you can see the crowd out there is pretty amazing during the break. So I think it means a tremendous amount to me for where this program was 3 years ago and where it is now and where we're moving to. So, you know, we're no longer in a rebuilding stage. We're now in a, like, how are you going to get us to that top 10 or, you know, to a Final Four? So I think the bar is set higher, but now we have another test. So this is done. So now, in a couple of days, we celebrate today, we forget tomorrow, and then we go to ASU. We're playing some really good teams off the bat. So I'm hoping this gives us momentum and just ignites us and makes us excited, kind of like the WNIT did for this year, the beginning of this year. I hope this 11-0 gives us confidence in going in the conference. So it means a lot.
As far as your rotation, it was a little bit, is this what we're going to see except for Dominique not being there?
No, because why I'm proud of what we've done, so this is another reason, Greg, why I'm proud of this 11-0, because we've had a lot of injuries. A couple games where we had 4 people out, and no one knows that, obviously. And then we're missing a starter and able to still win without a starter. And Dominique is extremely valuable to what we do. We are a much different team without Dominique. She's our best post defender, or one of our best post defenders. Kate's been doing a phenomenal job, too, and Samaje. But she's one of our best post passers, and she's experienced, a lot more experienced than Samaje and Kate. But I thought we needed people to step up. She's hurt. She won't be back for like another week. So, Kate stepping up, Samaje stepping up, Sam stepping up, playing the 1, 2, 3, and 4, playing the 2, 3, 4, and 5. So everybody's done that in a way. That's how I can tell we're a better team. Before, we would have been devastated without Dominique. And then now, Berno is out, so we only had a 3-post rotation. So a short bench on that. Mara's just coming back. Berna's out with a concussion. Dominique's out. So we've had bodies out a lot, and we've been able to adjust and still find a way to win. So that's why I'm really proud of them, because it's just and think about it. Ari hasn't played her best basketball the last couple games. She's played okay, and we've still found a way. Last year, if Ari didn't score 20 or 25, we weren't going to win. So, and then Kate's our second leading scorer. She didn't have a great game today. She stayed positive. She stayed in it. She still played really good defense. And then Samaje stepped up. So we've been able to do that, and that's how I know we're a better team.
Adia, congrats on
Thank
winning
you.
all. I mean,
Thanks.
that's a great accomplishment. Now you're going in Pac-12 in ASU. I mean, you want to celebrate today, and that's great. You did that in the locker room.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so what are, you're going to have a break, players have a break. What do you guys need to do differently or the same to get a win up in Kentucky?
So we have to start games like we had been until today. So we've been really playing phenomenal defense in the first quarter of every single game. We've jumped on teams. We did that in Texas. We did that at UTEP. We've done a really good job of that. Solid defense. I think our defense has been disruptive for everybody. I think they have a tough time getting into their offense. So we have to continue that. The areas to definitely grow. We got to be a little bit better on the boards. I don't care about offensive rebounds because we don't crash a whole lot, but I care about defensive rebounds so just concentrating on that. Being solid inside while Dominique's out. We got to buy time for her to come back and just playing great post-D because now we're going to play players like Lane and better every single game. So just being able to do that. And I know you guys have noticed, but we haven't shot the 3 as well the last 2 or 3 games. So getting back to that because we have a lot of really good shooters. So being able to hit 3s today when they sagged, if we're hitting 3s, they can't sag like that. So those little things we have to do. I think we've been very efficient from the 2s, from our field goal, but we're not from the 3s. So in the Pac-12, we cannot shoot 30% from the 3 and be a top 5 team. No, we can't. So we need to be at around 35, 36%, which I think we can. And then rebounding has to get a little bit better. But our defense is tough. It's solid. We have more depth, so we can play better defense because we have more bodies. And I think we're going to be okay, but it's tough. And we're playing ASU, USC, UCLA, then the Oregons. So it's like, so tomorrow I'll be thinking about the Pac-12. So, but the good thing for us is, a lot of basketball is mental. And we're very confident right now. So 11-0, we're very confident at home, and we're going to have a lot of people here. So for me, the people don't want to come to Tucson to play, and I love that because they're our 6th man. And so I think that we're really going to have 10,000 people some games, and I think it's going to be a hard environment to play in. So if we can take care of home court and then steal a couple wins that we shouldn't on the road, I think we're sitting in a really good situation to try to make the tournament. But definitely one game at a time. We're only looking at ASU right now because they're a very good team.
Coach, was there any reason today that Playo didn't shoot the ball more?
Well, no. I think usually she's playing in longer spurts. I don't think she passed up a whole lot, but no, I think it's just the way the game is. She's so unselfish. So there's times where she could have taken a 3 or she could have drove, but she's a very good passer. So usually she's a little bit more aggressive.
Do you think the Pac-12 is this good in the A-12?
No, I think the difference in the Pac-12 is just more parity now. When we were in the Pac-12, we beat Stanford one time, when Coach P was coaching me. And Stanford was really up here, and everybody else was kind of fighting. I think there was a couple years where it was Arizona and Stanford, but it was just Stanford. Now, Oregon can win the league, Stanford can win the league, Oregon State, we can steal some games, we can win the Pac-12 tournament, possibly the league. So I think it's not easy. I think ASU is not ranked right now, but I think that, yeah, UCLA can win the league. So, I mean, the top 6, 7, it's very hard. And I think ASU is a top 20 team. They're not ranked now, but they are a top 20 team. So every weekend, we're going to play very tough competition. And for us, I think our team feels like unfinished business because we feel like last year, triple overtime against UCLA, double overtime against Oregon State. We feel like those games we could have won. We lost to the buzzer at Stanford. So I think we're a little bit better, but so is everybody else. That's a bad thing. But just kind of one game at a time, and we're confident, especially at home. So now we just got to go on the road. And, just like today, Santa Barbara played great. There's nothing to lose. They're not supposed to come in here and win, so there's nothing to lose. And they played a really great game and could have beat us. So I think that for us, are we supposed to win at Oregon? No, there's nothing to lose. So you win. Are we supposed to win at Stanford? On paper, no. So I think we just play confident, loose, and this team is very confident right now. They think they can beat anybody, and they expect it. That's what I like.
What have you learned about this team in this 11-0 run?
That they're hungry. They don't want to talk about the WNIT anymore. We don't really talk about it. If we went to a WNIT and won a WNIT this year, it'd be a failure for them. It would not be good enough. And the thing is, they don't want to just make the tournament. They want to win. So their expectations are very high, higher than probably I'd even set right now, So they want to go in, they want to make some noise. They believe they can win the conference. They believe they can win a lot of things. So they're just feeling good. And I think that they're hungry because they've tasted success last year. And it's funny because we find different ways. Some nights, Sam may be off, but she's playing monster defense. Some nights, Helena's off, but she has 7 steals. Lucia steps in and calms us, gives us a different look. Lets Ari go to the 2. So there's so many ways that we've stepped up, and we didn't do that a year ago. We didn't have the I guess, will to do it. But now I think after playing in NIT, confidence, playing 6 one-and-done games, we have a lot more experience, and it shows. It shows in different situations. So,
Do you, a number of your players have improved, even the freshmen from now.
Yeah.
How have you improved as a coach?
I think that it's just not focusing on all the little things or, like for instance, I think before, like last year, I'd be really upset if they're not focused like the day after day off. So now I'm like, okay, during finals, it's tough. So we'll have like a power hour, because they don't want to go through 2-hour practice at certain times. So I think just being more, it's just like receptive to some of those things and just kind of, it doesn't always have to be like boom, 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 you just go. And I think that, trust in the players. So, if Lucia wants to run something, she sees it, I have trust in her. So I told her, hey, I trust you, call it if you need help, look at me. So there's those things, trust in them and trust that they know what they're doing. And there's times and timeouts. I wouldn't have done this last year, time and timeouts. We're playing a certain type of defense, we want to switch it up. I say, hey, what are you more confident in right now? And then they'll usually tell me, and I don't mind that. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't like that idea. But most of the time, if they're feeling it, because then they'll take ownership in it. It could be like a different type of press, a man or zone press, or or getting the first trap. They'll say, yeah, let's trap her. So then I let them do that. So I feel like I let them play free, and not feel handcuffed. And I feel like I do a good job of that. I want to make a comment. And I know as a player, you don't want to yank all the time. Now, sometimes I do yank from defensive mistakes. Like if you didn't close that hard, I do. But I'm trying to be conscious of not, if someone missed a couple shots, but they're good looks, I try not to yank them right then. Because I want, Sam could be 0 for 3, but then she's a great 3-point shooter. She could be 3 for 3 the next 3, so.
Just to be, it sounded like maybe Dominique might not be ready for actual.
Yeah, she should be ready, but we don't know. She should be ready for ASU. But if not, then I would probably, TT, I don't think so. So we're still, TT's progress is just slow, and so we're not sure yet. It's just she doesn't have enough range of motion, and I don't want her to go out and get hurt again. It's just where we are right now and how our rotation is, and it's just not, I don't want to put her in a bad situation.
Seeing that as your last year, how do you kind of manage that?
I know That's the hard thing. So we're trying different methods to get her healthy, and she's, seeing a physical therapist and stuff, but the process is just really slow. And she's had an injury there, so without a lot of range of motion, it's just hard. And I don't want her to play and it pop out again, so I'd rather we try. And there's no rush for us, but if I put her in and it happens, like she gets hurt again, that's not good. But it's just kind of slow. But we'll know more probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, because we're giving it a certain amount of time for rehab.
How has she been able to not only help the team while she's been injured, but maybe keep a little bit in game shape?
Yeah, so I'm not as concerned about game shape right now, because a lot of it, we wanted to shut her down because we didn't want to get her heart rate up for swelling and different reasons. TT is one of the most important people on the team. She helps in every single way, and that's one of the reasons why I called her to come, like I asked her to come back. She is like having another player's coach. She is a team captain. She is one of the few people on our team that really holds everybody accountable. She's like the mom on the team. She helps in every single way. She will be a great coach one day, and I would keep her around. So there's so many things that she does that make her one of the most valuable players without playing basketball. So if she wasn't here today, we'd be very different. So I value her, so I wouldn't care if she doesn't get to play. I do care because we miss her. Like, we really miss her toughness, and we miss her mentality. She's got a different mentality than 90% of our players, and you can't teach that. So, but what she brings on the side, she's engaged. You have to watch her when you're watching practice. She's engaged, she's coaching, she puts us through warm-ups on the road. So she is phenomenal. So I can't say enough about her.
Coach, this was my first exposure to the made-for-it drum, which is.
Do you like it? Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Who came up with it, and then who gets to decide who gets?
Okay, so, well, me and some friends, but so the first thing is, we all talked in meetings. I wanted something that was just ours. So we talked about like Ben and marketing, and we talked about like, should it be a bell? But then how do you bring a big old bell in here? Should it be something, but something where it was just ours, no one else had it. And so we went out, and Ben and his crew went out and found like the biggest drum possible. So there was the biggest one we could find, they bought it, and then we had the Made For It logo put on it. But we decided after every win to hit it. So when it first happened, I was kind of embarrassed because I had all these ideas. I was like, okay, we hit it for the wins. And then the first game, it was like, "Brr," and it kind of sucked. So I was kind of like, oh gosh, that was maybe not a good idea. And then the second one, it was okay. And then it just got better. But I picked Another One Bites the Dust because when I was a player in the pros and stuff, they used to always play that. And I used to think that was awesome. And I hated when people played that against us. So I thought that was catchy. And then the band wanted to be involved, so they did their drum roll first and the chant, and then it just kind of, the more wins, it got better. But at first I was like, oh, this was not a good idea, and I made us spend a lot of money on a drum.
And then how do you pick the player who gets?
So they'll usually look at the stats, and Adam helps with that, and, in Samaj, Ari's going to have a lot of opportunities to hit the drum. Samaj played good, regardless if she's the highest scorer. So it's not only off points, it's off of, the crowd. They were so excited of Samaj's play, and so we kind of choose it off different reasons. He does a good job of that. But I think it's fun. I think it's something that it's just for our fans. No one has it. It's special, and I think those are the things that connect us, and I think the fans like it. So now we have the little hashtag that's bang that drum and all that stuff. So.
What did you do in practice to go from 24 turnovers against Tennessee State's only 4?
And no, I didn't do anything, but we talked about that, and I challenged them before the game because we're averaging 15 turnovers a game. It's a lot for us, 15.6. That's a lot for a team I coach. I don't like that. And I think a lot of those, Aries had some tough passes, turnovers that I don't think we need, and turnovers that are us not jump stopping. And I thought if you saw Sam did jump stops, we work on that every single day. So 4 is very hard. 4, we did a great job. We're not going to average 4, but I think we can average 12 a game or 10. Besides ASU, there's not a lot of teams in our conference that really are high pressure. I think ASU, UCLA, but like Oregon State, they're not high pressure, so we should be able to take care of the ball. That's a very important stat to me, assist-to-turnover ratio.
So you talked about the top conference, but some at the bottom have kind of, are making some noise. What do you think about going in? They're kind of like where you guys were last year, where they making some noise and.
Yeah, so that's why I wouldn't lower. So to me, the 12th team in our conference is a good team. I wouldn't take that light because we were chosen 11th last year, and we could beat some people, and we almost did. So I think every team is really good. I think Colorado's better. I think Washington is a lot better. I think Utah's always good, and Lynn's a very good coach. I think our league has very good coaches. So there isn't one game where it's like, oh, you know, you can outcoach them or you can get a win. I think it's really difficult. So I think you have to play your A game every day. You can't overlook anybody. And that's kind of the good thing, but the kind of bad thing about the conference. But it's by far the best conference in the country. I mean, look at, you have the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 18. It's a lot. And I think ASU is right there. 18 will be ASU will be a top 20 team. So that's brutal. So that's when people question, you know, who we're playing in a non-conference. I don't even pay attention. I just roll my eyes because it's like you cannot get killed in a non-conference and have 6 monsters come in and then play, you know, 18 extremely hard games in the Pac-12. It doesn't work. But as we're getting better and as this program's evolving, like next year we're playing Gonzaga, Texas. We'll probably add 2 more. It's getting hard. I've never had a problem having a hard time finding games. That's a good problem, but never had that problem. Everybody was calm. My first year, people were off the hook. So now we're having a tough time finding games. But it's a good problem, but we will have tougher competition, but we won't ever have 8, you know, unranked. We won't be playing Mississippi State, UConn, Baylor. Like, we're just not, because I get those in the conference, and that's enough.
Do what Washington State's doing this year?
Yeah. So I don't believe in having a monster non-conference, getting beat up, not winning, and then going to the conference and getting pounded at the beginning. I just don't think that's good for us. It's better we played some good people. I'd play a couple tougher, like Gonzaga's going to be tough for us, Texas, and maybe 2 other like good teams that we can win. And then you go in the Pac-12, you're playing like 5 or 6 ranked teams. So that's like every weekend. So I just don't think it's good for our conference. And we talk about it a lot at our conference about scheduling. It's one of the most important things. And then that's why our RPI, that's why we have the number 1 RPI, and that's very strategic for all the coaches. And we don't like when someone is, you know, under 500 in non-conference because it's very difficult to get to 500 in conference. So, no. Okay.
Last one for me.
Yeah, sure.
Of all the new folks that you have in,
Mhm.
7 international
Yeah.
players, who surprised you the most early on?
Not a surprise, but Helena. Helena, you know, came in, didn't really speak any English. She's a 6'1" guard that's extremely talented. And I think she's just touched her talent. I don't think she's even scratched the surface. She's over a 50% three-point shooter. She's a tremendous passer, but she can also put on the floor. So I think she's going to be a star in this league. And they quoted me in the paper before she came, and you couldn't see that in the beginning, but you kind of see glimpses of it. She's going to be a very good player. So her, and she can play pretty much every position, and she's big and has size. So she's a freshman. She's just going to get better. And she's learning some pretty good English now. The first game she didn't speak any. Now she's speaking better. Cheval's going to be a good player too. She's really strong. She's been in and out, but she works like no other person I know. She has a tremendous work ethic, and she wants to be good, so she will be good. Players like that, like Kate Hurd, they'll be good. And then, you know, Mara is a great defender. You saw that a little bit tonight, but she was just coming off injury, so her minutes have been less. You know, Berna's been hurt a lot, but Berna's a good three-point shooter, so we spread the floor. I think Tara is a freshman. She's going to be a very good player. She's going to help us a lot. She shoots the three. She comes in. She does it. She's not afraid, but she's learning. She's also a freshman, and I think she's going to help us a lot too. So, I mean, it's a good group of freshmen that have a chance to really be impactful in this league, especially with, you know, TT's out next year, you know, Mari, Dominique, so we change a lot. So we need those freshmen to really improve this year. And then sitting out, we have Shayna. So Shayna's a player that's really working on her game, working on getting stronger. Shayna is one of the best athletes I've ever seen. So she will help us a lot. And her and Ari in the backcourt next year will be one of the best backcourts in the country. So I'm excited for the future. And then we have Lauren Ware coming in, the girl Darren. So we're just building. Yeah, you got to recruit. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
could sum it up in a brief paragraph, how Ari has improved from last year to this year. what would it be?
She's improved on her decision-making. She's really doing a great job of running the team a lot better, communicating a lot better offensively and defensively. I think her defense has improved from last year. She's really hard to go by on the ball without fouling. Her rebounding is constant. It was great last year, good this year, but I think her decision-making and her the way she runs the team. And that takes communication when you're a point guard, so she's able to get people in the right spots, know what side to run action on, to post up a certain person. And, and I am telling you guys right now, Ari hasn't shot the three well. She worked all year, she is shooting the three well. I guarantee her percentage will go way up. As soon as, I think in the Pac-12, because she's worked on it, and she will. She needs one game where she goes 4 for 4 or something, and then she's going to shoot the ball a lot better. She's capable. She works on it every day, so it's going to come, and you'll see that in the Pac-12. I'm very, very confident. Her and Amari. So you can quote me on that, but we'll see. So hopefully I'm right. But yeah, they will. They work on it, so it'll come.
So how important was it for you today to get some time for Cheval and Mara?
It was important. It was really important. I wish I could have found a way to get more time. I wanted to get more time for Cheval to work her back in, but hard because they're playing 4 guards. So the matchups were kind of tough. And I think Mara, to give her minutes, I wanted to do that for Tara. It's just the game was, really close at time. But getting them experience is very important in pressure situations. But, we just have to be able to win first. So, but very important because we're going to need them. We need Cheval. We need Mara. We need Tara. We need Bryce. And we need our bench. Our bench has been key, and we're able to score off the bench. We weren't able to do that last year. We didn't really have much of a bench last year. Cool. Okay, thanks, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a little party in the locker room before this.
What was the party for?
Just celebrating 11-0, going home Christmas, having some fun now time with our family, and then coming back ready for the Pac-12s.
So, Ari, what was your mentality early on? It seemed like you really had a good start.
Just to have confidence with everything I do, and I knew that my teammates needed me to step up, and I felt like Santa Barbara was going on a run, and I felt like we needed to score.
Coach Adia always talks about how this is kind of a really tough game because you guys are all ready to go. Like in an hour, you're down here. Was it hard in the beginning because of that? Did you have to refocus on this game or not?
I don't think we went on vacation mode in the first half. I just think that we haven't played in a week, so that kind of caught up to us. We were fatigued, we looked gassed during the game. But I think that we settled in the second half, or even the last 5 minutes of the first quarter. We settled in and we picked it up, and it started with our defense.
Ari, what are your thoughts about now the Pac-12, probably the toughest conference in the nation?
I'm excited. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this. I know that my team can compete with any team in this conference, and I'm excited to show what we can do.
What about you, Sam? What are your thoughts about starting against ASU next?
Yeah. I think it's exciting. First Pac-12 game, we get ASU. Our freshmen are going to understand the rivalry, especially because we play at ASU first. So it should be really exciting. True test. A lot of people are coming, so it should be really exciting.
Mary, you guys just said you're excited about playing ASU. What do you have to do? I know here you just beat Santa Barbara, but what do you need to do differently as a team and even individually to get a win up there?
I would say that we need to start shooting more. I think that ASU is going to zone us, and then they're going to make us shoot the ball. And I just think that everyone needs to shoot more, and we definitely need to focus on rebounding more, just having that hunger and just knowing where the ball is going to be.
How about you, Sam?
Yeah, definitely. If we want to, in any Pac-12 game, if we want to beat them, we can't have first halves like we did this game. We have to have 4 good quarters and all, like Ari said, rebounding. We have to play tight defense for however long the shot clock is, stops. We got to get everything.
Your defense really, you had great moments in that first quarter, but it was really the second quarter, towards the end of the second quarter. You got, a couple more steals. I think Amari got a steal, and that really seemed to ignite you. And you went on this run where you held them for 10 minutes to only 2 points over the second to third quarter. What sort of, all of a sudden, what is it that sort of sparks that for you?
I think
Seems like this is it, I guess.
I think we were kind of dwelling on our shots. We weren't hitting as much shots as we normally do, so that was kind of altering our defense, which it shouldn't. So I think in the second quarter, we just washed away the first quarter, tried to really get our defensive stops to then lead to our offense, which I think we did a really good job. Amari and Ari at the top of the press, they did a really good job at getting those steals.
what's your key to like, because when you guys press after every game, or like, how do you know, what's the key for you to draw the other person over to the trap? I don't know if you can share that.
Well, it's certain lineups where we look, see who subbed in, like, okay, we can go to that person. And it's just, once we see, like, if I see Sam turn the player, that's when we know, when they turn, that's when we know where to, like, trap them or win.
Yeah.
You guys had 12 steals, but you only had 4 turnovers. Where is the emphasis on ball security coming from?
Well, we have been averaging about 15 turnovers lately, so.
And I had like 10 of them.
We definitely wanted to limit those. That was our main focus because turnovers in the Pac-12, that leads to points every single time almost. So we definitely were trying to limit our turnovers, and to only hear we had 4 turnovers was pretty awesome.
Okay, 11-0, it's becoming a routine. What's different about this team this year as opposed to last year at this time?
I think that we have more depth, and I think that we're definitely a better shooting team than we were. And I just think that everyone is competing, and everyone's playing hard, and we're playing for each other, so that's the difference.
How about for you, Sam?
Yeah, I definitely think our confidence is getting better too now that, a couple of years it's like, oh, we have to go play Oregon, we have to go play Stanford, but now it's like we can go compete with them and we can really put on a good game.
Awesome. And what's your range, Sam? Because that was
I had to check myself for a second there and I was like, come on, Sam, just do it.
Okay, you gave an assist to Samaji, I don't know if you mentioned why she was out on the three-point line. Go ahead.
So honestly, I thought it was Sam or Amari in the corner, and when it came on my hand and I seen who it went to, I was like, but the shot clock was going down. And when she released it, it looked good, so I was like, okay, man. When it went in, I was like, yes! Like, I was so happy for her, but I probably won't do that again from that range.
Yeah. She, like, Samaji's not out here right now, but she, like, the crowd really loves you guys, but they like her a lot. What has changed? I know she's getting more time with Dominique out. What's changed with her confidence, or what are you guys telling her?
Well, I tell her just to go in her defender's body. Don't fade. Just go right into him and just be confident in the stuff you work on with Coach Barnes or Coach Tamisha. And just this year, like the transition, I think that she's more competitive and she's starting to have more confidence. And she kind of got that attitude, and I think that's what's helping her.
The first 3 quarters, they shot over their season average for 3, and then you guys held them way under the last one. Did you see a difference? What were you doing differently, or?
We had to stop messing around with them. We were like, we're better than them. Like, what are we doing? Like, we just wasn't locked in defensively. And so once we seen it was like we were losing, we was like, what are we doing? So we locked in on defense and we held them under.
That was one of the few times this game that you actually were down during the course of the non-conference season. What did Coach Barnes tell you in that timeout?
She just like settled down and just value the ball and stop like sagging on them. Like we seen what they're doing, make them do something different.
Is there anything, Ari, during the preseason that you think you didn't get accomplished?
Taking care of the ball.
That's something you want to focus on.
Definitely. I think at the speed I play, I mean, turnovers are going to come, but I think that I can slow down more, and I think I've been consciously thinking about that every game.
Yeah, but from what Greg asked you, like, watching you when there's a quick rebound, either you get a quick outlet or you get the rebound and go, like, do your eyes light up when you see, like, either 1 or 2 back? Like, because you know you're going to take, like, what do you think of?
Like you say, yeah, my eyes light up. I get happy, like, oh, yeah, I got this. Oh, yeah, I'm about to sway her. I'm going to go by her. But so, yeah, that's my mentality. When I see, like, 1 or 2, I'm like, okay, I'm taking this. Like, I got this.
Nearly 4,500 in the seats today. Compare the environment that you experienced today to when you first arrived on campus here.
It's totally different. The year I set out, it was barely like 40, 50 people here. And now it's like, wow, like you guys are really supporting us like this. It means a lot. And just, even when we were down today, you can just hear the fans like kind of making noise. So that helped us. That we fed off that and we got steals defensively. So we appreciate the support.
Yeah.
Are you guys going home for Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
When are you guys leaving?
Tonight.
Yeah.
As soon as we stop asking
Okay, so saying that, and you guys are going home, how about all your foreign teammates? Because you got a bunch of them.
Yeah. A couple of them, their families flew out here, so some are going to the Grand Canyon, some are coming to Vegas.
And then Mara's going to Florida.
Yeah,
so.
some have like friends in different states, so they're gonna go say hi. Yeah.
And then when do you guys get back together for?
The 26th.
Yeah, the
like
26th.
the morning, afternoon, or something like that.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Just one more. For people who haven't seen this team play, what are they missing?
I would say the excitement that we get from all of our fans and feeding off of our fans' energy.
I would say tenacious defense.
Awesome. Have a great break, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.